that tower has now gone. Super Sparks store reopens the 8th of the 10th, 2021. That is the day that Fright Nights obviously start.
Get ready to roll. Lights, camera, action.
Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TheJackSilkstone and welcome to the second Thorpe Park Fright Nights construction update of the year. Today, unfortunately, I'm on my own. Kieran is back at home busy editing, but nonetheless, I'm going to be bringing you guys a very, very exciting update today. You might be thinking, Jack, whereabouts are you? And I'm actually not quite at the Thorpe Park, it's just across Abbey Lake there. Because in the previous construction update, I said I didn't want to do Monk's Walk just because it was a little bit early, but I said in the next episode I would do it. So that is where I'm starting today. I'm down the infamous Monk's Walk, which has actually had its own little construction update itself. Look at this, we've had a new sign installed, so that's nice. But yeah, I'm going to be doing Monk's Walk first today, where we will see any construction that might be taking place for mazes such as Platform 15 and seeing what's going on with the likes of Roots of Evil and if that space is kind of being touched at the moment. And then obviously I'll head into the park where I think we're going to see some very exciting things. But yeah, first of all, we're going to carry on down Monk's Walk. So just on the other side of this fence behind me, we have got the iconic Sleeper Express from the Platform 15 maze. Now, if you guys watch this channel, you'll know that I'm kind of a heavy ambassador for a retheme of Platform 15. And I said a crow's maze in this space would be absolutely insane. But seeing Platform 15 in its current state, it seems like it is going to pretty much remain as Platform 15, because obviously it is a huge space, and I'd presume that by this point, if they were to be retheming it to something like the Crow's Maze, then construction would have started, and from what I can tell, absolutely nothing's been going on. I mean, we've still got the huts here that I added at last year's Fright Nights. I mean, Platform 15 is always an interesting one because there's a huge part of the maze that you just can't see from public areas. Obviously the village and kind of like the first bit last year, you just can't see them. So you never know what surprises the park might be doing. There could be a whole new development kind of going on over there, but from the public spaces that we can see, such as these huts, absolutely nothing is really going on. If anything, it's just a little bit overgrown. So I'm sure that'll all be touched up as time goes on, but yeah, nothing to really report from Platform. It seems like it's pretty much in the same state that it was left in at the end of Fright Nights 2020. Just as I was saying all that about how Platform hasn't changed, I walked down to the finale bit and I didn't do Platform much last year, so I can't 100% say this is new, but unless it was added like at the very end of Fright Nights last year, I'm pretty sure this big camo netting is all new, and like, because they obviously added this finale last year, but this definitely wasn't there at the start of the event. But as I say, because the mazes were paid last year, I didn't do it much at all. So I'm pretty sure that's new, and if that's the case, then to me that seems like a confirmation that Platform will be returning. They're keeping the old train finale, and they've just kind of added this camo netting, which I presume will just make it a little bit darker in that little finale section. So yeah, that right there could very well be confirmation that we're getting Platform back for this year. So I've now reached the part of Monk's Walk which runs parallel to the area of Thorpe Park which has housed mazes like Roots of Evil and Blair Witch over the past few years. And obviously loads and loads of speculation is currently surrounding the Jungle Escape building. And that speculation has then led to the question of what's going on with Roots of Evil, which was a brand new maze for last year, where they kind of just repurposed the old Blair Witch Stone. But I've just spotted something very interesting. For those of you that watched the Fright Nights updates last year, they obviously built like a big new tower for the finale of Roots of Evil. That tower has now gone. It used to be literally about here, and it kind of looked over the final shed. It would have been built like somewhere along this little path here. So the fact that that tower has now gone, to me, heavily suggests that we will not be seeing Roots of Evil back for this year, because why else would they kind of remove a bit of theming? Unless, of course, it was in some way unsafe and they're just kind of doing a few checks for it before they then rebuild it. But I don't know, to me, it's a little bit suspicious, and especially with all of the speculation around the Jungle Escape building, if there is a brand new big maze going in there, then they won't really have the queue space for two mazes, one going this way and the other being in the Jungle Escape building. So, I don't know, I'm gonna head into the park now and go check out Jungle Escape and see if anything's going on there. But I don't know, nothing else has changed down this Roots of Evil path. All of the fencing is still up, so there is absolutely potential for it to open. So I don't know, I'm definitely excited to head into the park and check out anything going around the Jungle Escape building. But yeah, not a lot to report down Roots of Evil, apart from the fact that that tower has come down. So as you can see, I'm now within the Thorpe Park resort itself, and I'm starting off in the Amity, where just behind me we've got the AstroTurf that was previously used in Thorpe High at Fright Nights last year. Doesn't really mean anything that it's out now. They're obviously just using it as a little performance area for the Park Vibes performers, but it's definitely there. It shows that they've still got it, and fingers crossed Thorpe will be returning at this year's Fright Nights. So I've made my way into the dockyard, where since filming my last update, we've had the construction of the stage. And this stage obviously appeared during Fright Nights last year for the Festival Scare Zone. And whilst it has been set up, unfortunately it's not Fright Nights related yet. It has been set up for the Park Vibes performers, just like with the AstroTurf. They're going to be performing on there at points throughout the day. But to be honest, I can kind of see this stage just staying there for the rest of the season now, because they had it up during Oktoberfest last year, and then through into Festival during Fright Night. So to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that stays up there for the rest of the season. And I don't know what we're going to get in this area, but if it is similar to Festival, or even if Festival does return, then they've got a stage ready for it. So I've now made my way outside of the Jungle Escape building, which I'm pretty sure is going to be a hotspot for activity throughout these updates. And recently we've had some additions to the floor. That's right, we've had some yellow markings, and loads of people have been tweeting me saying, Jack, check out what's going on. Is this the electrical power that they were talking about in their tweets to me? And sorry to burst everyone's bubble, but I'm pretty sure this is actually like drainage or some kind of power work. But I believe it's going to be for when the huts are installed during Oktoberfest, because they're all kind of down this lane. And it looks like they're just putting some cables or whatever down there to kind of feed those huts. But as for Jungle Escape, we don't really know what's going on inside there. But there's definitely still construction going on, and after all of Thorpe Park's cryptid tweets, I'm very excited for the potential that this building has. Yeah, as I said, I'm going to keep coming back to this spot throughout the updates, but there's actually another area in the park that I think could maybe give us a few clues as to what's going on in Riverside Jungle Escape. So I'm gonna head over there in just a little bit. But first of all, I'm gonna head down and see if anything's going on in Old Town regarding to the likes of Creek Freak Massacre. So I've made my way over outside of the Creekwood Sawmill. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of construction going on in this area. I imagine this will be one of the last things they kind of pay their attention to when they put up the big sign. That is if it's returning. But I feel like this is a good point to also talk about the fact that the mazes, I'm pretty sure this year, will be paid. Obviously last year, for the first time in Fright Nights history, all of the mazes here at the park were paid, and I do think that is going to continue this year. And whilst I do think it is a massive shame that we won't be able to just go round and round again this year, I don't know, you've got to think of the reasons as to why they're doing it. Hopefully it means they'll have an even bigger budget for future Fright Nights, and yeah, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. But yeah, fingers crossed we'll be getting back in Creek Freak Massacre this year. And just around this corner, we've got some good non-Fright Nights news that I'll quickly share with you guys. That's right, for those of you that aren't big fans of the Fright Nights mazes and stuff, you'll be happy to hear that Samurai, the mighty warrior here in Old Town, has now reopened after a little period of downtime, but she's back up and running and looking good. So, as I promised in my previous update, I will keep returning to this area just outside of the cantina, because this has always been a very big hotspot for Fright Nights, and this year it's still too early to tell as to if this could be turned into a maze space or a scare zone space, or if it's just going to be left as this kind of picnic area. I'm hoping for one of the first two options. I'd rather it wasn't left as this nice picnic area, but it is such a good space for Fright Nights in there, and I said I'd keep checking back for markings on the floor and everything, but still nothing yet. So it's one of those areas I will just have to keep coming back to. But yeah, now I'm going to head over to what I think is the most exciting part of this Fright Nights update. So here in Angry Birds Land, literally out of nowhere, we've had these new signs appear on what used to be just the standard Flock and Shop, I think it was called, themed around Angry Birds. But now we've got a sign for the Super Sparks store, which has pick and mix, gifts and drinks. And you might be thinking, well, it's just a refeme, Jack. But the interesting thing about this is that when you scan this QR code, it actually takes you to a Fright Nights splash page, which makes me think that this store is in some way linked to this year's Fright Nights event. So I'm gonna head in and see if I can spot any other teasers or little hints within the shop itself. And here we are within the new Super Spark store. As you can see, it's had a full kind of redecorate. We've got the pick and mix and everything in, and even these have all got like logos and stuff. I quite like this one, Mr. Monkey's Bananas, look at that. But yeah, there's some really cool old TVs on here, which are similar to the ones that they kind of showed in the teaser trailers they're putting out at the moment. But I've been stood here watching them for a while, and there's definitely some interesting stuff on these that I'll talk about once I actually leave the shop and stuff. But yeah, this store definitely seems like it is kind of a tease for something Fright Nights related, just with the posters and stuff. Like, reopens the 8th of the 10th, 2021. That is the date that Fright Nights obviously starts this year. So it's all adding up, and we've got these really interesting like tapes up here. I'm not going to touch them because they're decorations and stuff, but I think you can see the cover of one just in front of this TV, covered in cobwebs. Look at that, 20 years of fear. So yeah, it all seems to be this very retro-y kind of theme, like with the pink and blue, but there's some interesting stuff in here, especially on these TVs. If you've got time at the park and you're a little bit bored, definitely come and watch these TVs, because there's some really interesting stuff here especially these.
Yeah, I can't believe it, just how much detail has gone into this shop.
Like, even the counter's been decorated. To me, it feels like, you know, Halloween Horror Nights do like tribute stores for their events, and they tease like new mazes. This seems like Thorpe Park's version, which is something that myself and Kieran have been wanting for so many years. So yeah, really, really exciting. And even the audio that plays in here, like, I'm pretty sure they're related to what's coming on these TVs. And yeah, it's all very cryptic at the moment, but I think we've got some figuring out to do as a community.
So, I am now back from the park. When I was leaving at the Superspark store, I was actually given this cool little business card which has a QR code on it, and I've just scanned it, and once again it does take you to the Fright Nights website. Like, you can try it yourselves if you want. So this once again just reinforces the idea that this store has to be something to do with Fright Nights. And something else that even more reinforces that is the fact that people on Twitter, since I tweeted out like the exterior picture of the shop, people have started noticing that this logo right here, the Superspark Cinema logo, actually makes an appearance in this teaser video that the park put out. As you can see on the desk, at first I wasn't sure what this sticker said, but I'm pretty sure people are right that that is the same logo. So something is going on with this Superspark Cinema, and as you saw in the store, it seems to be packed full of Easter eggs. I'm sure I've missed so many, but to me it seems like a lot of the hidden details are all on those retro TVs, which makes sense seeing as that's kind of the main thing within this teaser trailer. But yeah, I was stood for a long time watching these TVs, and I managed to spot some very, very cool stuff that literally popped up for just a few seconds amongst loads of other retro footage, but I'll play that for you right now. So yeah, it's all very, very intriguing, but I haven't even shown you guys the maddest thing that I saw on these retro TVs. Basically, there's a bit where it comes up saying, coming soon to Superspark Cinema, and it shows a few different titles of a load of different stuff. Let me just play it for you. So yeah, how crazy is that? Like, genuinely, so many ideas are just spinning around in my head right now, but I would love to hear all of your speculation and down below regarding everything I've just shown you. But yeah, genuinely, if you go to Thorpe Park within the next few weeks, absolutely head into the Superspark store in Angry Birds and literally just watch the TVs, soak up the atmosphere in there, because it's certainly an interesting and very, very exciting one. Let me know all of your thoughts down below, and be sure to leave this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. And otherwise, my name is TheJackSilkstone. Good